Hey guys, Andy BTW here, and today I'm bringing you a rant video. I haven't done a rant in I don't know how long, but I feel like it's needed because yes, Bohs are top of the league by a point still despite losing to Rovers last night, but I think I have to give a rant because this is the 5th time out of the last 6 matches we've lost to them. We won the other one, but we have lost 5 out of the last 6 against Rovers. That is pathetic. That's just not good enough. It's the one game this season. Bohs fans say it season in, season out. The one game you have to get up for is Rovers. You do. You have to get up for Rovers. You have to come out there, give it your all. And yes, we went terrible yesterday. We weren't good enough. Rovers were the better team, and I will admit that, saying that Rovers, the quality they had really showed last night over us. We lacked so much quality up front. We lacked quality defensively at times. The midfield was all over the shop. Rovers are better in every department. And I will admit, the referee did not have a great game yesterday. The referee didn't help us. But that does not excuse the fact of how poor we were. For a Dublin derby, that's the way you turn up. I've done a statistic actually. I worked it out. I did a little mathematic table I did and calculated all the points I did in the League of Ireland, like for the Dublin team. Just Dublin derbies, where would both sit in the table. Out of the 5 Dublin teams, we're 4th for Dublin derbies this year. Despite being top of the league, our performances in the Dublin derby have been dreadful, have been the second worst. We have won 2 out of 7 Dublin derbies. That is never going to win you leagues. That's never going to win you trophies. And I know we've won all the other games, which is brilliant. But you have to get up for Dublin derbies. Because it is what the games Bohs fans care about the most. It's the Dublin derbies. Against Rovers, against Pats, against Shells. They matter more than any other game in the season. The Derry away trip was brilliant. And I loved every second of it. But it's all well and good being able to go up to Derry, win there. But if you can't beat Shelburne beside you or UCD beside you, then what is the point? And some people are going to be saying this is very drastic, and I understand why. We're not in a title fight. I know we're top of the league by a point. And I know it sounds mad saying that, oh, we're already out of the title race. How would you say that? Because here's why, ladies and gentlemen. Bohs are 1 point ahead of Rovers. We were 10 a couple of weeks ago. Does that not tell you in that little amount of time how Rovers were able to gain 9 points over us? And trust me, it's going to be more. Bohs cannot get a consistent run together, and they lose the Dublin derbies against Rovers. Rovers, on the other hand, had a terrible start, but since that start of the season, Rovers have been unbelievable. They have been nearly flawless. Apart from the game against Shelburne, they have been practically flawless since then. And it's going to show, because I'm going to tell you this now. Rovers will win the league. 100% Rovers will win the league this year. Because they have the quality that every other team lacks. I think Derry will finish ahead of us as well. I think Derry have got more quality than us. But yeah, the other point there, Dublin derbies though. Rovers have bought Bohs' best player for how many years running? 4 something years running or something? It's going to show eventually, and it is showing. The fact that they're able to get stronger by buying one of our best players, and we're getting weaker by selling one of our best players. And it does make a difference. We're going to be selling them somebody else in the winter. We will. I can guarantee you that. I don't know who we'll sell, but we'll sell somebody. But, mistakes were made by Devine last night. I love Devine to bits, but he made mistakes last night. He left Bucko on for too long, and the Flabby shouldn't have been near the pitch after the first half. He was rubbish up front last night. He was. That guy, he's a nice guy, but he is not a striker. I'm sorry, that fella is not a striker. He's a cam. He's a cam at best. Or he should be on the bench, because he's definitely not good enough to be near that starting 11. Because he doesn't jump up for the ball, he doesn't finish his chances, and the reason we didn't get the penalty was because going over for him in the box was kind of familiar. So him just not being able to stand upright. Dean Williams should have been on in the second half, replacing him immediately. He should have. I mean, Ali Coot's injury really did screw us. It did. I think he's injured again. I could be wrong, but it doesn't make sense why take off one of the only two good players we had in the game. With Ali Coot, Connolly. They were the only two good players, in my opinion, who played last night. Everyone else was below par or just worse than that. And that's just me being honest. Bucko, complete lack of pace in the midfield, couldn't keep up, and it was bad. It was really bad, because Tell destroyed our midfield. And just so bad from us, like. But, I mean, this season is now, look, it's all about getting top four. The league's gone. Forget the league. That was a fantasy. It's over now. Even if we somehow beat Derry next week, I still will think the league's done. Because we can't beat Rovers. Bohs, it's up to them. It's up to the players and the managers and everything to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove that you're good enough to be in the title fight still, despite losing the Rovers twice. Sure, come on. Go on a consistent run. Next time we play Rovers, beat them. And who knows? But I can't see it happening. Because we haven't proved ourselves this year good enough for that. And just not good enough at the end of the day. We're not good enough. Maybe go on a cup run I take before we get beaten by Rovers, but you know how it is. And yeah. Anyway, it's been me, and I'll see you in the next one against Derry.